making a tier list. Let me go to tier list. Yeah, so this is the tier list. I just made my own um, nicknames for it. So La Liga greatness is basically it speaks for itself. You're a top striker. I'd have you in my team regardless of bias. Oscar's fantasy team, you're not quite there, but you're pretty good. Respectable, I mean not wanting in my team, but I respect what you do. And you have Luke De Jong 1920. Now, what this means is you're inconsistent basically. It's like for a few games you're good or you turn up every once in a while, but you're either inconsistent you or parts of your game are inconsistent. And then you have um prefer not to speak, basically trash. So I've made like 37 strikers. I'm just going to go I'll start from the bottom and just work my way up. I haven't like decided what I'm going to do. So basically, when I see, I'll just go by my instinct. So a nursery. I'm going to put a nursery in Oscar's fantasy team because basically he's in my actual marker fantasy team. He is a very good striker. 2021 has been a very good year for him. Sevilla kind of miss him right now, so kind of shows. So next we have Luisito Suarez. Oh, Luis. He's going straight into a Liga greatness. Now, while Suarez might not be mobile anymore or has one or two issues in overall play, the fact is the guy's improved his finishing. Like he scores at a very high level. So yeah. Now next we have Borja Iglesias. I'm going to upset Betis fans here, but I'm going to put him here. It's like I'd put him respectable if I was looking at his form for Espanyol, but for Betis he's been on and off, especially this season. Sometimes I think here now it doesn't mean you're bad to be here. It's how it is. Next, Lucas Boye. I'm going to put Lucas Boye in respectable. He is one of the best dribblers in the league. In fact, he has the most dribbles per game in the league and has a dribbling accuracy of 75%. So he scores a lot for Elche. Without his goals, Elche wouldn't have stayed up last year, so I keep him up there. Next, we have Isak. Now, Isak, I'm going to put him Oscar's fantasy team. Isak is probably going to be in the Liga greatness if he stays in the league because he's still quite young, but yet he's so good, man. He's so good. Boy, I'd want to have him in my team right now. Okay, now Braithwaite. You know what? We're going to make a whole new category for Braithwaite. Let's see. Add row above. Good. We're going to let's put Braithwaite here because Braithwaite, let me tell you something. Braithwaite is the GOAT. There's no argument there. So I'm calling him the GOAT. Listen, Braithwaite is so good. Like, look, first game of the season, all he needed to do was score twice and just dip. He's the only person who has scored a brace against the league leader so far. That's why he's the GOAT. Maxi. I really prefer not to speak. I mean, Maxi used to be good, but for a couple of seasons now, he's just not been the same. And now, even Bordeaux has dropped him. Lauren Moran, same thing. His move to Espanyol hasn't quite worked out yet, mostly because there's a better striker there. In fact, I think Lauren Moran is like third choice, to be honest. Next, we have Jorge Molina. I'm going to put Jorge Molina respectable. Now, while he hasn't scored a lot this season, if you take into account the fact that he hasn't even really played that much, and how important he is for Granada when he plays. It shows you he's a respectable striker. Any team in the league would love to have him. Lucas Perez. Wait, hold on. Sorry, that was a mistake. Lucas Perez. This is going to be controversial, but I'll put him here because there's a very good striker in Lucas Perez, but the thing is that he's too inconsistent. It happened for Alaves last season. Off the pitch issues also didn't help him. So yeah, Sandro. Oh goodness, I don't know where to put Sandro. Put him here. Naturally, I'll put him here, but like just because Sandro, there's a player in there, but he never seems to be consistent enough. Now, when it comes to Gerard Moreno, he's going up here. This guy is La Liga, Villarreal, Spanish greatness. He's everything greatness. Ballon d'Or nominee. I mean, what a year. Aguero, same thing. Even though injuries have and other things have affected him this season, he's La Liga greatness. As like in total of everything he's done. Next up, Aspas. Yeah, Aspas, same thing. As a Barcelona fan, this guy is my worst nightmare, but he is La Liga greatness. Hugo Duro. I'm going to put Hugo Duro in respectable because that's what he's becoming. He's becoming a very, very decent striker. He can be better and decent. So he's someone I put up there. Now, Santimina. I put Santimina up here. I believe that Santimina right now is slowly but surely taking over Aspas's position as the main man for Celta because Santimina's goal tally in 2021, I think in 2021 alone, he scored more than Aspas. So if he continues down this reign, Celta might not miss Aspas so much when he eventually decides to call it a day. And when it comes to Falcao, La Liga greatness, past, present, future, pistolero. Raul de Tomas. I put him in Oscar's fan. I put him here, basically. Raul de Tomas is very, very good. He is so important to Espanyol right now. They literally can't do without him. I put him in this category. Now, when it comes to Cunha, I haven't seen too much of Cunha from the Bundesliga. I will still. I don't really. The thing is that he hasn't really played that much, so I don't really know where to put him. I want to put him here. I'll leave him here. I think there's more to come from him. Raul Garcia. I'll put Raul Garcia in here. He's still scoring important goals for Athletic Club. Now, when it comes to Benzema, Benzema goes straight into La Liga greatness. Now, I'm not ordering this before any Real Madrid fan comes at me with pitchforks. Okay, I'll order it. Are you happy now? Anyway, what I don't need to say too much about Benzema. I'm he's one of the best. Rafa Mir. Controversial opinion, Rafa Mir goes straight into this place. This guy misses so many chances, it's unbelievable. Oh goodness. When he scored a hat-trick for Spain's Olympic team against who was it during the Olympics? I can't remember, but it really took me by surprise. Now, Sergio Guardiola, I'll put him here. He's been all right when he's played for Rayo this season, but he hasn't really seen enough time, mostly because of this guy. And even Randy Nteka, who is not a striker, is an attacking midfielder, is ahead of him. I'd put him there. Sorlot, I'm going to say respectable. From what I've seen of Sorlot since he came, I really like him. I believe he and Isaac can make a good partnership. So yeah, guess that. Now, Enezu now. I love Enezu now. Like since I started in FIFA 20, in FIFA 15, I came across Enezu now and I loaned him to my club, and I just followed the guy's career ever since. Recently, he's banging in goals for Hetafe, so I'm going to put him up here with Braithwaite. Just clear bias, I know. Both candidates. When it comes to Inaki Williams, now some parts of Inaki Williams' game make me think he could be here. Other parts of his game make me think he could be here, but I'm going to say here. Here's why. I think he's better than most of the people on this list in this respectful category, but I wouldn't have him in my fantasy team. It would be I'm already suffering because of his teammate Berenguer. Now, when it comes to Angelo Rodriguez, I'm going to say respectable. I don't get why this guy hasn't played more, and because he's so clinical anytime he plays, especially off the bench. Imagine if he starts games more, he could be scoring closer to 10 goals this season. I know he's a bit old now, but he is a pretty reliable striker. Now Hoselu goes. Some people might say this is too high for him, but because of the fact that Hoselu is a 10 plus goal a season striker every season, he's well on course for that. And he's so fundamental to Alaves. I'm going to put him, I'd keep him in my fantasy team, especially if because Alaves loves set pieces and penalties. Now, when it comes to Luis Suarez, oh, no, I wouldn't put it there. Uh, I'm going to go, I'm leaning towards respect over he could be down there. It's just that in his case, this is only his second season in the Liga, so I can forgive some inconsistencies. And this season, his game has improved. Mariano, and I'll put Mariano in here because if he plays more, he's a decent striker. It's just that he doesn't play enough because Benzema is just so important for Real Madrid. But anytime Mariano plays, you see the odd flash of the player he could be, or you thought he could be when he burst onto the scene. Now, when it comes to Chemi Avila, naturally I'd put him in Oscar's fantasy team, but I mean, he's still recovering from his injury, has kind of impacted him. Yeah, it's great. I'll keep him there. Why not? Uh, Same team with Roger Marti. Again, another 10 plus goal a season striker. Anytime he's out, Levante really miss him. So yeah, he's goes in this category. Uh, Morales, El Comandante goes. Yeah, no. One can argue that Morales really isn't a striker, he's a winger. But he is. He can play both roles. Now, Morales, again, is a 10 plus goal season striker, has been very important for Levante. And not only does he score a lot of goals, he scores a lot of great goals. Like, this guy is always doing goal of the competition with himself. So, yeah. Um, Kike Garcia, I'll put him in Oscar's fantasy team. He's a reliable striker. Uh, and I mean, I feel like putting him respectable, but I think he's a good striker for my fantasy team. Now, when it comes to Jovic, poor boy hasn't really been given enough chances, but there's a reason he has been given enough chances. So, yeah. But hey, Jovic went alone. Don't worry, you're going to have company soon. Uh, Now, when it comes to Luke De Jong, he used to be decent. That's why I created this thing. But now he's so bad, he doesn't even make his own category. Trash. Carlos Bacca, at his best, Carlos Bacca is not quite La Liga greatness, but he's up here. Right now, he's more like he's old, obviously. He's more around this level, but I'm going to compromise. I'm just going to say here. Yeah. I feel like I'm missing someone. Ah, I forgot to add in William Jose. Goodness, I forgot to add him. Now, if I could add William Jose, I'd put him in respect above Borja. So yeah, this is the list. I'm going to share this to Twitter.